welcome and thank you for joining us. This is the Department of Moose Information. This is a web show, a game show that we're doing because we can't bring you live shows right now as we would prefer to do. So what's going to happen is I am going to run Knees for Improvisers through a series of verbal challenges to see which team can come out on top. And today with us, we have Vanessa, we have Veena, we have Tony, and we have Dennis. So if you're a Loose Moose fan from the days of the Simplex and even the Pumphouse, then you're in luck today because that's what we've got for you.
Dave, should we all say where we're playing from? Because we're all playing from different locations.
Oh yes, please do.
That might be exciting. Well, I'm not. I'm playing in Calgary. That's not exciting.
All right. So where is everyone else? Vanessa, where are you today?
I'm in the middle of the Petri dish, New York City.
Wow.
Yes. I have washed my hands. I'll probably do it a few times.
Veena, where are you at?
I'm across from a Petri dish in Vancouver, North Vancouver, and the Lionsgate Hospital is across from us with a massive outbreak.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice.
And Tony, where are you today?
I'm in Oslo, Norway.
Wow.
That's in Europe. Right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so this is Tony's the furthest away that we've ever had on the show. So this is interesting, and it seems to be the stream is good and everything. So, so what's going to happen is we'll get going with the first section. So this is called Truths and Lies. So what's going to happen is I'm going to read out a statement that one of the players has given me, and then the other team will have about 2 minutes to ask that person questions to determine whether they're telling the truth or whether they're lying. Okay. So we are going to start with a statement. This is from Vanessa. And the statement is, I once broke 400 plates in less than a minute. And so red team, you have 2 minutes. Go ahead.
What was the occasion?
It wasn't a big Greek wedding or anything like that. No, I was volunteering at a kibbutz in called Degania. It's up near Tiberias, the ancient city of Tiberias. And one of the jobs I had when I was there, I worked washing dishes, and it was a huge kibbutz. Anyway, so it was like an industrial kitchen, an industrial washing machine, and we would stack all the dishes after the communal meals. And I had just most of us have worked in a restaurant before us. This was a cart where you stacked all these glass plates, and it had over 400. And I'm wheeling the clean plates back into the beginning of the where you get your plates and your trays to go into the cafeteria. And one of the wheels buckled, and the whole thing tipped over and smashed all the plates. And in Israel, you can imagine, you don't want to hear a loud bang at any time. And I must say about 100 people came running, and I really thought they were going to say, get out of here. But we cleaned it up, and that was it. But it was a big mess. But it really wasn't my fault. It was mechanical failure on the wheel.
Is that right? They found the black box, and that's what they concluded, eh?
Yeah, they did. And,
Wow.
Okay. Now, just as Vanessa was starting to tell this little story here, I saw her look up and to the left, sort of like, one of those. And I think that's sort of a tell.
Mm.
Oh, I've heard about people saying that when you're thinking, but you don't know what direction I'm looking, right?
Wait, I can see you right there.
That's the beauty of this technology. We can see you. But I think if you look up and to the left, you're visualizing.
Mm-hmm.
It could be visualizing the experience.
Vanessa, can you look up to the left and then now look up to the right? Which looks more like the truth? Which is the lie?
Well, the way she's doing it now, both.
Yeah. She looks like a total liar.
Yes, yeah, total liar. I don't know about you, Tony, but I'm actually ready to vote.
Okay, I'm willing to vote too.
Unless you got another question, because I'm ready to go.
I think I've heard enough.
Well,
I'm out of here.
I believe this is the truth.
I believe it's the truth as well, because Vanessa is notoriously clumsy. Okay. And I know she worked on a kibbutz. So you put those two things together, this has the ring of truth.
Yeah, and just that little bit of extra detail. Yeah. So true.
True.
Okay. Oh, hang on. So the red team is locking in at true. So now, Vanessa, you have to tell us whether this is the truth or whether you lied.
No, it really happened. It was horrible.
What?
Okay, so that's 5 points to the red team.
Nice. See how easy that is?
Okay.
I thought we got the points.
No, but they guessed right.
Oh, yeah.
Usually you get rewarded for telling the truth, not in this case.
Oh, darn.
Yeah,
You
that's
get
right.
rewarded.
Okay, so the second statement, this one comes from Tony, and the statement is, "I was once a professional ballet dancer."
Well, we know Tony was a fantastic dancer.
But professional means you got paid
Money.
to dance in a ballet company.
But is that just like a little per diem? Did they give
Was
you
this while you were living in Alberta or during a period of time away from home?
This was when I was living in Alberta.
Was it part of a touring group?
No.
Do you remember how much money you were paid?
Well, at the time it seemed like a fortune, but I don't actually remember the total amount. No, it was, no, I don't recall that.
Vanessa, he looked up and to the right when he said that.
We're all gonna have like vertigo at the end of this. Jeez. You know, it's really hard to make money as a dancer. It's even harder than an improviser. And I know you guys all know.
What? Nothing could be harder than that.
If you think that Tony is lying, you might press him for some more details, or maybe try to trip him up with something.
Who choreographed this ballet?
I don't remember his last name. His first name was Raymond.
Did you have a dance partner or was this a solo?
It was an ensemble dance.
Do you remember the name of the company?
Not exactly. I remember the name of the dance.
And what was that name?
Rondo ad absurdum.
Oh, so it was kind of more jazzy. Was it?
No, it was a ballet.
It was a ballet. You were very good, you know.
What do you think, Vanessa? Are you ready to vote?
You know, with shoes and everything, right?
Oh, then you know it's a ballet. Yeah.
I would say if it was a jazz, you know, doing a jazz dance thing, you know, I would say, yeah, you could have gotten some money, but ballet?
Oh.
Okay, blue team, we need an answer.
What do you think, Bean?
I think he's lying.
I think he's lying too.
Okay, so blue team's gonna lock in and say that Tony is lying. Tony, was that the truth, or were you telling a lie?
It's the truth.
Oh.
In the summer of 1973, a group of lunatics formed a little dance company in Calgary. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but they hired a bunch of ballet dancers. And for some bizarre reason, they came to the university and they saw me and a friend from the university named Wendy dancing, and they hired us. And Florence Skinner, who was a ballet teacher at the time, I was in some of her classes and she recommended me for it and for a specific role. And then this guy Raymond it was a dance they'd done at the Royal Winnipeg Ballet. And this was a professional company and they had some real dancers and some not so real ones like me. But we put on the show, performed it about 6 times. Everybody got paid for rehearsals and the shows, and then the company went bankrupt. So
Okay.
that's the only time I ever got paid for anything. Okay.
Okay, so our next statement is comes from Veena, and the statement
Liar.
Probably.
when I was young, I was bucked off of a zebra. You have 2 minutes.
Wow.
I'm assuming this is when you were living in where was it? In Uganda or whatever that was.
East Africa, yes.
East Africa, okay.
And how did you find yourself on a zebra?
Well, we lived in a city which was not far from these like safari parks, little day parks you could drive through, and one of the parks had kiddie rides on zebras.
And how old were you?
4.
Wow. Okay.
And did the zebra have a saddle on it?
A very basic saddle, yeah, enough for a small child to be sitting on and holding on to some kind of horn or something.
And the zebra bucked and threw you off. And did you hurt yourself?
I may still be suffering from this up here. I don't recall anything breaking, but I'm sure I was crying a lot.
So what caused the zebra to buck?
I think he just did not like me. Probably didn't like it that toddlers were being put on him once every 20 minutes for a little walk around.
And what was it? Now, was there people, I take it for granted there's people supervising this.
Yes, a very basic level of supervising. Of course, none of us wearing helmets. It's one of those things the parents say, oh, look, that looks like you might like that. You want to try it?
Right, yeah. And other kids are doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What were your parents' reaction, or do you remember?
Oh, they were horrified. Of course, this is a story they've always told me about. I don't actually remember it, and I have actually seen photos of the situation.
I'm sorry, you've seen photos?
Yes, there are childhood photos of
like
this.
crime scene photos.
Like every good parent, your child gets bucked off a zebra. So what do? You photo it.
Pull out the camera.
Yeah. Then call an ambulance.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
I recall when I lived in Calgary, your parents had zebra skin on the wall. Is this in any way related?
It could be.
Whoa.
Oh, you can't see. There's that zebra skin is on the floor of this room.
Oh.
I didn't kill
a revenge thing going on here. That poor zebra. Oh, that's horrible.
Okay, Red, what do you think?
So what do you think?
Tormented by a bunch of rowdies like these. You guys are, and then little Veena fell down, went boom. So you kill the zebra.
And now you step on it every day.
That's right.
Wow. Sorry, Tony, we have to vote.
Okay. I'm going to say that this is a lie because I've heard some of her stories, and I don't think that they would have a zebra ride.
I'm gonna say it's a lie as well.
Okay, so you guys are locking in that this is a lie. So Veena, is this the truth, or were you telling a lie?
It's the truth.
What? What?
I was bucked off a zebra.
Okay.
I know. I just can't believe my parents put me on the thing in the very first place, though. That's the really weird part.
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking is, and I mean, every parent is different, but who would put their 4-year-old on a zebra? Well, apparently
Really?
your parents.
My child was gored by a wildebeest. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I know. Kiddie rides in East Africa featured zebras instead of ponies, and this zebra didn't like me, so he tossed me off. But I guess because I was young enough, I bounced instead of breaking.
And the zebra paid with his skin.
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
And the zebra.
Okay. We're going to move on to the final statement of the round. And obviously this one comes from Dennis. I once killed a bird with a slingshot.
Oh.
Was this in Calgary?
Yes.
How old were you?
I was about 10.
Was it? Oh, go ahead, Vanessa.
What kind of a bird?
I think it was like a sparrow. Because I mean, sparrows are pretty, common here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was like a sparrow. It wasn't like a robin. It wasn't a larger bird. That's why it was kind of a surprise that I actually hit it. Because I wasn't.
Do it on purpose?
Sorry.
Did you do it on purpose, or you?
Well, it was one of those things. Like a friend of mine had a slingshot, and we'd been playing with it, and I jokingly said, "I'll take that bird out, or I'll hit that bird," and I shot, and then the bird fell to the ground, and I'd hit it right in the eye. So I didn't. So I didn't really think I could hit it, but I did, and then I was shocked when it was laying on the ground with its like wing kind of,
Did you feel remorse?
Oh yeah, I was horrified, absolutely horrified, and my friends I think thought it was kind of cool, but I didn't intend to go out and kill a bird that day. It wasn't like a rite of passage, in North Calgary. This is what you got to do to become a man.
Scub badge hunter.
That's right. Well, I didn't even belong to the Scouts, so I really had no reason to be doing this other than just stupidity.
What
did your friends go sort of like Lord of the Flies kind of on it, and the bird blood on your face and stuff?
I didn't have those kind of friends.
Okay.
I'm in North Calgary, Tony.
I'm in North Calgary too.
Not the Northeast.
Okay.
The Northwest.
What's the little bird, the little dead bird? What did you do with it?
We left it.
You didn't go and get a Kleenex box and put some Kleenex and bury it in the backyard?
We were 10-year-old boys. And also I didn't really want to touch it. Like I don't think I really wanted to acknowledge that what I'd done. It was really, let's get out of here before God sees us. Because I was Catholic after all. So
did you when you went to confession, or were you doing confession to confess that you murdered a bird?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't recall confessing that I murdered a bird.
That's one of the biggies. Thou shalt not kill.
That is one of the biggies. Yeah.
It is one of the biggies, but
birds.
Yeah, but I think that's killing humans, because in Catholicism, we're at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can. It's good to slaughter stuff, right?
You got to slaughter things every once in a while.
Bird,
at
the bottom of the
skin a zebra.
That's right. At least it wasn't a zebra.
Okay, blue team, we're needing an answer.
We're Hindu.
Fair enough.
Okay, blue team, you need to vote.
What do you think, Vanessa?
I think it's like a hole in one. I think it's one of those things you could just luck out and actually hit a bird.
That's what I think. Given that Dennis had experienced remorse, I think he's telling the truth.
Yeah, and I've never seen him eat a chicken wing. I think he's awful.
Before you go further with that, Veena, remember he's Catholic. Remorse is like in the DNA.
Oh yeah. Now it shall be. Remorse.
Guilt and remorse.
Yep.
Yep.
Huh.
Okay, so the blue team's gonna lock in at true. So Dennis, was that the truth, or were you telling a lie?
You know what? That was absolutely a lie.
What? Oh, no.
Total lie. Total fabrication.
Good.
The thing that inspired it was my brother once took a friend of his BB gun and shot a bird and killed it, and again was horrified that he had actually done it. He didn't think he would hit it. So that's where the story, that's where I got the inspiration from. But no, I never killed a bird.
Oh.
I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a bird killer. I'm not like some people who just go.
Bad.
But a zebra looked at you.
Towards the Pumphouse, and there was a duck in the middle of the Bow River. It must have been 100 yards away or something. I don't know. It was way out in the middle. And I picked up a rock and flung it at this duck, thinking, it'll splash. Oh, hit him right in the head. And you could hear it like with really loud clank and all over. And the bird sort of flapped around in circles 5 or 6 times and then kind of flew off down the river. And I was left standing on the bank shouting after the duck, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's so Canadian.
Okay, so that's going to bring us to the end of the Truths and Lies rounds. The scores are currently 5 points for the red team, Dennis and Tony, 0 points for Vanessa and Veena.
Oh, we got to catch up, Van.
Right.
Oh, no, we're just warming up, Veena.
And
Yeah, that's right.
This will be your chance to do it because the next round is our hypothetical round. What's going to happen is I'm going to read out a hypothetical statement, and then we're going to start with the red team. So Tony and Dennis will have 2 minutes to tell me what their answer is to the hypothetical question. And I will score that between 0 and 5 based on how creative and interesting I think their answer is. And then Vanessa and Veena, you're going to answer the same question. So while they're answering the question, you can start thinking about how you would answer the question. Instead, for the second question, we'll switch the order around. So starting with Dennis and Tony, your hypothetical question is this. From this point forward, you will be haunted by a ghost for the rest of your life, but you get to choose who the ghost is. So who do you choose and why?
Well, Dennis, you go ahead.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you.
That sparrow, right?
You know, if I'm, yeah, that's right. If I'm haunted by this ghost of a sparrow, that's poor sparrow. Ghost of, I was going to be haunted for forever.
Yeah, that ghost will just appear to you like constantly for the rest
I
of
was
it.
thinking like somebody like Dr. Seuss. Just, you know, having the little Dr. Seuss poems all day long or stories. I think that'd be great. Every once in a while, you just say, "Hey, doctor, tell me something," and you get like a Seussian thing. I'm sorry, that just popped into my head. Dr. Seuss would be fun. I wouldn't want to be haunted by something that was going to be annoying.
That's a good point.
For how long is this? Forever or just
the rest of your life?
Oh, for the rest of my life. Oh, wait a minute. Dr. Seuss might have been the wrong choice. Let me reconsider while Tony talks.
Let's see. If I was to be haunted by a ghost for the rest of my life, I would like it to be some sort of an interesting ghost, you know, not some, like Dennis says, not somebody annoying, right? Somebody's going to pester you or somebody's going to scare you. You don't want to be scared, right? So I would say, I don't know, somebody like, I don't know, Stephen Hawking or something like that, right? He's not going to scare you. He's this tiny little withered guy in a wheelchair. How scary can that be, right? And he's probably quite interesting. You know, you could ask him questions and he'd answer you at the, you know, yes, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, maybe somebody like that, you know, a famous scientist, the Richard Feynman or something like that.
Richard, I'd go for Richard Feynman. Yeah. Richard Feynman would be fun, right? Because it wouldn't be just sort of dry science.
Yeah, it'd be fun to talk to him, and you know, although I suppose he could probably scare you pretty good. But no, he's a scientist. He wouldn't scare you.
No. He might pull a practical joke on you.
Yeah, exactly.
But that you just keep you honest. I would go with Richard Feynman. Yeah.
So would I, Richard Feynman or some other equally interesting scientist, Nikola Tesla or something.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 4 points for that answer. I was a little concerned that we were going to have to send someone out to kill Stephen Hawking, but fortunately we dodged that.
Tesla married a pigeon. Did you know that?
That's right.
Yeah.
What?
Tesla married a pigeon.
Legally or?
Yeah. So it just ties in with the bird and the, yeah.
Well, some people are killing animals, other people are marrying them.
Okay, so we're going to go over to Vanessa and Veena. So it's the same question. You have 2 minutes as well. So you'll be haunted by a ghost for the rest of your life, but you can choose the ghost. So who do you choose and why?
Veena, you want to start?
Well, I like what Tony said. You don't want it to be someone scary, and it would be nice to have it be someone interesting. But I would get freaked out to just like all of a sudden there's someone right there standing there. That would freak me right out. Maybe somebody like Banksy, because you'd never see him, but you'd see interesting art once in a while around your house.
So you just like in your house, something would appear on your wall.
Yeah. And you'd be like, oh, Banksy's around.
There we go. We're good.
But he wouldn't like show up in the middle of the night or open a door and there he is, right? It would just be his art. And it'd be interesting and he'd be making social commentary. Okay. So yeah, Banksy.
Because I've been at home for so long and I've been cooking all this, I would love someone like, Alice Waters or like Julia Child. because it's like, you know, and they could just be making stuff and you could be just like smelling stuff that they're making, or you go, geez, I wonder how I make potatoes Daphne or whatever, and then she would tell you, and it was like you go, I don't know what to do, I got 2 pounds of carrots and some capers, and she would figure it out and she would let you know, and it would all be delicious.
All right, fantastic. So,
you know, like a musician, you know, somebody that would just like, you wake up and they're playing the lute, you know, or something next to your bed, or
Playing the lute.
Of all of the instruments, of all of the instruments in the world you could choose, the lute.
Wouldn't that sort of go on the annoying ghost side, though? I mean,
Yeah, the lute would get really tired.
Nice guitar, you know, somebody like, you know, or you know,
David Bowie or something.
So I'm gonna give you guys 4 points as well. I really like the idea of having Julia Child. So when you're cooking something up, you can be like, "Hey, what should I do here?" Right? They give you some advice. Again, glad we didn't have to send someone out to kill Banksy. And then the other thing I thought was interesting was when Dennis mentioned Dr. Seuss. I was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? Because you could write new books by that person." Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, hadn't thought about that.
Make a lot of money.
Idea. Get Elvis, well, no, Elvis didn't write his own songs, but, you know, some songwriter who wrote great songs and write a few new ones while you're at it. All right. So sadly, we're still tied, but we've got another hypothetical to see if we can break that. So this time we're going to start with the blue team. So this question is, or the statement is, so you have the ability to either change or create one new law. So what would you make legal or illegal?
That it's okay. Do we just answer?
Yeah, you go ahead. You can just talk it out with each other. Yeah.
That it's okay to assassinate the current U.S. president.
oh, you can't say that. You can't say that on a digital platform. They would come after you.
That's true. You're right.
No, we're just gonna wait. Whoever will take care of it. You know. But well, that. Oh no, because then you got to get rid of. How about just getting rid of? It should be illegal to have a car alarm. Okay, like okay.
There's New Yorker stuff there for you.
When was the last time anybody else heard a car alarm?
And for sure, when do you ever think, oh, someone must be breaking into that car?
that always works in New York City, you know? Gee, I think someone's breaking that car. Let me go downstairs, go out onto the street. But
is that, are you guys going to go with that? Any other thoughts, or you're happy with the car alarm? Okay.
No, I think, you know, I believe with what Veena said, but I just don't think we can say it. I'm there. I'm there with you.
We'll never be able to cross the border.
Excuse me.
It's not like your name's on the screen or anything. It's fine.
Love it how my teammate has bailed on me.
Wow.
Something.
He's run off to lock the door.
Oh, my Purell.
I love that.
Fantastic. All right, I'm gonna give you guys 3. It was a decent answer, but not a lot, you know, going on there. So, so we'll go over to Dennis and Tony. Same question. So you can either change or create a new law. What are you gonna make illegal or legal? This would be interesting because you're in different countries. You might have different laws. I don't know.
I would like to make ignorance.
Laws are, but
I'd like to make ignorance illegal.
Okay.
That's my final answer.
How would that work?
Just if you're ignorant or if you do ignorant things, you're penalized. You're.
I would like to alter that just a bit. I would say I would want to make stupidity illegal, because ignorance you can cure. You know, you can. You know, a person is ignorant. You can tell them, okay, now killing that zebra because your child rode on it is not a good thing. And they can learn, right? But if you're stupid, it doesn't matter how much you teach them; they're still stupid.
Yeah, no, that's true. I was thinking that because ignorance was illegal, that you would have to, you know, spend more money on education. But stupidity, I would go for stupidity as well. If you can just make stupidity illegal and just get a lot of the stupid people off the street.
And you're still stupid. What if you try?
Yeah, there's got to be a way to do that. I mean, if you just pass the law saying, But what metric do we use to decide who's stupid?
There'd be some skill testing questions.
Yeah, well, and I think in general we can all agree. Like, if you took a jury of 12 and said, was that thing that person just did stupid, or did they do it just out of ignorance? You'd easily be able to identify it.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right. Yeah.
I want to be on the jury.
Yeah.
We're
behind this
relying
law.
on public opinion to determine whether something's stupid. Is that what we're saying?
Not public opinion, but I mean, if you have, like I said, if a jury or a judge,
Yeah.
You idiots went out and did something stupid last night. Therefore, ergo, it's stupid. You've broken the law.
You have to go to stupid prison for a while.
Where all the stupid people are.
Oh my goodness.
That's where I want.
Oh wow.
Craziness. All right. Okay. You guys get 4 points for that answer.
Oh.
Excellent.
And that brings us to the end of the hypothetical section. So the current scores, the red team, Dennis and Tony, have 13 points, and Vanessa and Veena have 7. So
Okay, Vanessa, we'll catch up.
yeah, you're
We got
catching
the
slowly.
next episode too.
We're just saving it.
We're just
Nice. Well, here's your chance to catch up. So this is the final portion of the show. This is something we call categories. So I'm going to read out a category, and then you guys are going to take turns giving me a line or something that fits in that category. You will let me know that you have something by putting your hand up in front of you. So if you put it off to the side, sometimes it disappears. So just make sure I can see it. And then I will call on you. I'll make sure to call on everybody. And we'll give you 2 points if I think the answer is clever or funny and it makes me laugh. If not, I will give you no points. So you have an opportunity to gain a lot of points in this round. So the first one we're going to start with is rejected exam questions. So questions that did not make it onto an exam. Dennis.
Why?
Tony.
You have a pencil.
what am I
Vanessa. Oh, that's okay. Just wait till I call you. Vanessa.
what is this name blank supposed to do?
Do you have the questions in another language?
Other rejected test questions, exam questions.
Yes. Something you'd read on an exam. Could be any kind of exam, too. Tony.
Are you sure you're in the right room?
Nice. Dennis.
How do you react to failure?
Tony.
What's that smell?
Veena.
Feel free to answer in mime.
Like that. Okay, we're going to move on to the next category now. And then the second one will be bad things to say in a job interview. So things you would not want to say in a job interview. Vanessa.
How much notice do I have to give before I can quit?
Tony.
What's that smell?
Veena.
As a gay woman, I've always felt that gynecology was a calling.
Dennis.
Sorry. I give up. Why do I want this job?
Vanessa.
Is there an open bar at the holiday party?
Veena.
Are you going to eat that?
Dennis.
You have a drug program?
Vanessa.
Can I bring my elderly cats to work?
That's great. Okay, we're going to move on unless everybody's got something they're dying to say. Okay, this will be the final category. This is questions omitted from the Canadian citizenship exam. These questions do not appear in the Canadian citizenship exam. Dennis.
Do you prefer upper or lower Canada? For all you history nerds.
Veena, did you have your hand up or?
Yeah. What city is the metric system in?
That one a lot. Dennis.
Name the provinces that count.
Tony.
If you could nuke one city, what would it be and why would it be Toronto?
Oh.
Wow.
Veena.
What is Wayne Gretzky's name?
Okay, so that's going to bring us to the end here. I'm just going to quickly tally up the points and see where we are at.
Ooh, this is exciting.
Really? I'm like,
Making me do math fast, always exciting. Okay, so I can tell you at this point that the blue team, Vanessa and Veena, have 27 points. The red team, Tony and Dennis, have 35 points.
Vanessa, we're doing okay though. We're catching up.
Well, you are. Sadly, that was the last round. So.
We lost, Veena.
It's just like my life at Loose Moose with hat games.
Sorry. That's the last round.
All right. So how about some words of wisdom from our winners today?
words of wisdom.
Yes. What?
You're looking at the wrong people for that.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Doesn't get
If
better.
we had words of wisdom, would we look like this?
So that's going to bring us to the end.
Words of wisdom, I would say, if you're a zebra, don't let people die on you.
That's right.
Especially 4-year-olds.
No kidding.
So that's going to bring us to the end of the show. So thank you very much for tuning in. As we mentioned earlier, this show is brought to you by Loose Moose Theatre. There should be a link at the bottom of your screen that will bring you to a PayPal link. So if you're interested, if you could feel free to donate some money to the theater to help us keep the lights on until such time as we can be under them again. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Nice to see you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.